What's up, YouTube? It's Anthony Castillo with you guys for another talk. So I actually wanted to get on here and talk about this new idea of agenda dumping, and it kind of and it's freedom of expression, but it kind of made me think about a lot of what goes on. I used to have an agenda, and I used to have like a calendar where many of us, like when we have events, we had like me that wanted to participate in research events, conferences, or even like just getting volunteer, or if you had an assignment that was due at a certain time and you wanted to make sure that you were on top of it and everything like that. So this kind of brought my attention because I recognized that agenda dumping is kind of like a psychological projection, right? It's done unconscious at times, and many of us project, and we may see it and not see it. In my other video, don't miss the mark. If you know what that is, you know what that is. But I was just thinking about how spirituality, even from a diplomatic point of view, that many of us are meant to not agenda dump. I know many of us have so many obligations, or not even obligations, but some of us have so much events or activities that we decide to choose for ourselves to go participate in. And often that, even in the workforce, some people like to be involved in so many things, and there's nothing wrong with that. I would feel like spirituality is not about that, even though there's various contexts behind manifestation, learning how to manifest what you want, or perhaps even trying to heal a certain part of your life of what you struggle with. And spirituality is meant to do that. And so I do find that to be kind of spiritual for me as well, because when we think about this concept or idea of agenda dumping, it's often like this pre-conditioned need to always measure up to other people's agenda, and that's not really something that many of us should do. We shouldn't be like someone else. We shouldn't have to strive to be something compare ourselves. I think genuine spirituality actually comes from a place of recognizing that you are well, you are content, you have to be grateful. Having a sense of gratitude tells the universe that you are in a state of content, that you don't always have to be like, oh, this individual has to have this, this person has this agenda, so my agenda has to look exactly like that agenda. And some of us unconsciously dump so much of our agenda. And here's the thing about my channel, how I think there's a beauty to it, because often we recognize that we have the ability to interpret what we want in our own lives. We interpret the way we look at a video. We interpret differently based on our own point of view or our own life experiences. Some of you may have families, and you're wanting nothing but beautiful blessings for your family to prosper and to have healthy health, and that's all great. And for me, I have my immediate family, but also I don't have my own family, like a family of my own. But I guess the point of this video is to take notice of that. When we show up with ourselves, and we show up understanding that if we are, agenda dumping, I would probably think like, I need to step back a bit and just kind of focus on me being more diplomatic, perhaps more just divergent in a way, within a respect, especially when it comes to religion. Religion is gonna want to force more doctrine. It's gonna want to force a particular doctrine of legality, or probably even very intense orthodoxy, like orthodox. And it can be counterintuitive. It can be unhealthy at times. But I guess the point of this video was just to kind of take more notice about our agenda dumping. agenda dumping if we are. Or maybe some of us are going to use, other terms like, projection. We're projecting onto others, and we shouldn't do that. And there are mechanisms on how to cope or how to negate, this type of projection that happens or occurs. Some therapists out there use certain things like, CBT. In my other video, I use QPT. So if you don't know what that one is, then that's what I'm talking about. But anyways, guys, I thought I'd just come on here, give you guys a little bit of freedom of expression. I think it's not necessarily to solve things at all times, but I do think that we all have a sense of expression. We all have different interests, and some of our interests are what we enjoy. Everyone should be respectful about what people are interested in. And if people are interested in, dance, or if people are interested in, a different type of faith, then that's their interest. They should be with respect. Faith in its context, even when we talk about faith has a different view on how people recognize their faith. So, and I think we shouldn't agenda dump based on other people's faith, or other people's faith shouldn't be agenda dumping. But anyways, want to leave you with that one. I thought I'd just come on here and just kind of give you guys a video with that one. So remember to subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one.